I was little when my dad was killed, so I did not question God. I was too young and didn't have the mental capacity to grasp what happened. But some years after, when my stepdad and other relatives died, despite the hurt, I remember still worshiping and exhorting people, "Blessed be the name of the Lord." But when I finally noticed a pattern of unexplained suffering from the loss of loved ones, deteriorating health, and injustices in spite of dedicating my life to God and serving Him in the front lines, I couldn't help but question if the Lord was indeed for me or not. I couldn't help but hate my life and to collapse in sobs of anguish, despair, day and night. But I wasn't the only one who went through this. Job too experienced it. In fact, he says the same thing. "I loathe my life. I would not live." You see, Job was blameless, yet he suffered a series of losses. He lost his children, his business, and he was afflicted with a disease. Yet through it all, he kept his faith. But even after this, he was not immediately rewarded. Time has passed and there was still no healing, no restoration, no comfort, no nothing. Just wearisome agony that dragged on. And if it were you, what would you have done? Job did the most humanly thing he could. He lamented to God, saying, "Therefore I will not restrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul." Was Job complaining? Isn't that blasphemous? Is that even allowed for professing Christians to do? Well, what Job did was not necessarily blasphemous. And yes, it is allowed to a certain degree. In fact, the Bible teaches us how to faithfully complain to God in humility. Because God has given us rational faculties to ponder realities, and He, being gracious, has also gifted us with emotions to feel. And in the Bible, we can see that God wants us to express these feelings, to be brutally honest, to pour out our hearts to Him instead of blindly, apathetically approaching His throne. And so today, if you have been suffering, don't just give up without a fight. Don't just sit still, wallowing in self-pity, allowing the enemy to bombard you with lies. Go to God. If, like David, you feel as though nobody cares, tell Him. If you feel the grief of living in this fallen, futile world, well, let your groanings be heard by God. If, like Job, you feel stuck in endless misery, then speak to God in the anguish of your spirit. And if, like me, many times then, you just don't have the strength to even utter a prayer, do it still. Talk to God even if you don't feel like it. Talk to God even if you don't have anything praiseworthy to say. Talk to God while crawling. Talk to God while kneeling. Go to God as if your life depends on Him, because it is. And God is not intimidated by our complaints. He already knows them. But oh, how He loves it when we come to Him like a child. And though praying doesn't automatically solve our problems, it surely does give us peace and comfort that no human being can ever give. Because in the process, just like Job, we would know that surely our Redeemer lives. Have a great day.